Wakey, wakey, kids.
It's time to rock out with your cock out, baby. In the immortal words of Jackal, one of our favorite bands, it is time for the weekend edition here on Sports Frenzy 2.0. Of course, this is where we have to nurse you through your little baby Saturday morning hangover because you don't know how to handle your liquor and you went too far last night and you tried to grab a woman's boobs, not Sydney Sweeney's, we'll talk about her later, and it didn't work out. You got slapped and punched and hit and kicked to the ground and it didn't work out. It made you
think you were in Cincinnati, didn't it?
In more ways than one. Recent reference and Hot Tub Time Machine.
That's right. It's a twofer.
Yeah. That's your Uncle Dave, the Conquistador, Dave Height.
That's your Uncle Kev, the Maestro, Kevin Crane.
Glad to have you along for this Saturday morning extravaganza. We've done the sports stuff a couple days ago. Now it's time for us to savage and rape pop culture. Gonna be fun. Gonna be a lot of fun. So we start off as always with what, Dave?
Music. Because it's all about the rock and roll.
Our featured album review this week is the brand new album from Bush, who we're going to see in concert in about 3 weeks, roughly.
Yeah.
I do believe. With Shine Down, the new album from Bush, Gavin Rossdale and the boys is I Beat Loneliness.
12 songs. Now, you know I'm not the biggest Bush fan.
Well, I tell you, I like my Bush neat and trimmed and clean. So,
there you go.
Yeah, I was going to get all philosophical here this week. I've got a really well thought out review for Happy Gilmore 2 later on, and then I've got one here for Bush. Yeah, the sexual puns notwithstanding. Okay.
Yeah. Get over it.
I'm not far away from you on this, by the way. I'm looking forward to seeing them in concert for once. One time.
Yeah.
Bush is one of the bands where there's a fine line. There's a very, very fine line for me with Bush. Gavin Rossdale, number one, he thinks he's a poet laureate, and he's not. His lyrics, if they fall the right way, they can seem like they're cool and insightful. And if they fall the wrong way, they seem like they're just stupid and overreaching.
Yeah. And they tend to get in a rut.
Yes.
Where
so there's
everything kind of on an album will sound identical.
Yes. So that's, I'm not trying to be crude here. If you take it that way, that's on you. But there's good Bush and there's bad Bush. And it's a very fine line. So with I Beat Loneliness, I will tell you this. It's 12 songs, like you said, right?
Yep. 6
of them I loved, 6 of them I didn't like. I was right down the middle.
Yeah.
I was literally right down the middle.
There's a couple, or one that I really liked.
Okay.
And 2 that I really didn't like, and the rest were meh.
Okay. So let's see where we fall here. Now, can I, if you will indulge me, let me start off by, because you and I have been doing this for years, and we break down albums in a similar fashion. So the first thing I would say about this album is I didn't like the fact they started off the album with 2 generic Bush songs.
They were...
Scars and the title track, I Beat Loneliness, were bad Bush.
Yes.
Generic. And this is where he's acting like he's so deep.
They weren't good.
The line in Scars where pain is a focus for release. I'm like, oh, spare me.
Yep.
Spare me, you namby-pamby, new age dipwad. Spare me with that crap, okay? Now, I will say this. If I go from track 3 through track 7, that's a pretty good album. If I go 3 through 7, those 5 songs I enjoyed.
See, now I will digress a little bit because 6... Well, 6 was it? 3. Oh, 3 through 7.
Yeah.
Okay, let me recount. Okay, yes, I will give you that run from the land of milk and honey to love me till the pain fades.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's where.
That's the better run.
Yes.
Right in there.
Yes.
Yes, we do agree on that.
Yes. Because after that, the final 5 songs I did not like, except for I thought Footsteps in the Sand was pretty good.
It had some moments in there.
But yeah, We Are of This World is boring as hell. Everyone is broken. I didn't like. Don't Be Afraid. Rebel with a Cause isn't good.
Yeah, no. We Are of This Earth and Everyone's Broken were my 2 least favorite.
Gotcha. Yep, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Best one on there, Land of Milk and Honey.
I don't think there's a dispute about that. I'm surprised it came out as the second single. It's obviously the strongest song on the album.
By far.
That is good Bush. That is where everything for them comes together. There's a catchy riff. The chorus.
The lyrics
are good.
Everything. Yep.
Yeah. Now, I did like, as I said, the next 4 songs as well. I Am Here to Save Your Life, I thought, had a nice, menacing tone to it.
It did. That was kind of cool.
Where he, towards the end, he's saying, I know where you've been, my love. I know where you've been. In a very stalkery way that kind of makes the song, has a different, darker edge to it that I liked.
Yeah.
And going back to the Land of Milk and Honey, I got to give him credit for one of the great lines I've heard. Actually, 2 lines, but he just changes the first line. I see stars when I fuck the system, and I see stars when I fuck.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
That's pretty.
I'll give him credit for that. Those some ballsy lines there to throw out there.
Yeah.
But and then is it a harmonica on track 7? Love Me Till the Pain Fades, where there's like a harmonica howl in there.
Yeah, there's something
right before the chorus
that they do.
Yeah.
That's
which again
cool.
gives it a nice darker edge.
Yeah.
To the song, but yeah,
a little bit different. It mixes up the rest of the plain old bland, similar tone.
Yes. Yep. So, and this is something we've dealt with over the last couple years. Not necessarily in this order. Usually, these bands will lead with the best 4 or 5 songs,
and then
the back end sucks. Here, it's kind of in the middle.
The middle is the good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will give I Beat Loneliness. I'll give it a week 2.5. I can't recommend it.
That's right where I'm at with it too.
Yeah.
It's got a couple of nice pieces in there, but overall,
But
it's
this
about
is how
what you
Bush
would
has been.
It's about what you would expect.
This is how this band has been, even going back to their debut in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, this is what you get. Gavin Rossdale has had a charmed life, in my opinion. He's never held accountable for the fact that his songs all sound the same for the most part.
Yeah.
Again, when he twists and changes things, like The Land of Milk and Honey, and he actually hits on something, good for him. But the great rock and roll stars, and he's lasted now 30 years with this band. Good, but not great.
Yeah.
You know, they are not as good as their peers. Obviously, Soundgarden, STP, even, I know we don't like Nirvana, but
they at
Pearl
least
Jam,
changed things up, and
yeah. So it's a near miss for me, but it's half an album.
Yeah, and you
6
can't
good
recommend
songs.
a half an album.
Yeah, 6 good songs, really good songs, 6 really tepid, boring songs. Standard by the books, formulaic Bush.
Yep, and not great.
Nobody likes a messy Bush. God damn it.
Unless it's at the end.
Some of us haven't really had Bush in a long time, so when we get Bush, We should like Bush more, but then some of us are so stubborn we still don't like Bush as
Even
much
when
as
it's
we
cold
should.
and foamy? Oh, wait, we're talking about two different things.
So Dave and I near miss
Yep.
recommendation on the brand new album from Bush. Both of us go
Check.
week 2.5 frenzies, just under the cut line for I Beat Loneliness. And that will take us to our review of the 2-part HBO Max documentary, Billy Idol.
Billy Joel.
Billy Idol. Why the hell am I thinking of Billy
I
Idol?
don't know.
There's no absolute reason why I would think of Billy Idol. That was just a complete and total brain fart. A queef.
Yeah, there you go, as we stick with the Bush thing.
Yeah. No, Billy Joel. And so it goes. About 5 hours of content here.
Between the 2 parts.
Yep. Now, Billy Joel is one of the few recording artists out there who warrants 5 hours between his catalog, and love hearing the stories about how all these different great albums got put together from the early 70s all the way through into the late 80s. And then, of course, the personal stories, the trials and tribulations. This was a lot. I give it credit. It was... I still think it was a little manufactured, little tiny bit buffed and cleaned up.
Tiny bit here and there.
But it was more honest than a lot of these documentaries that I've watched involving music artists have been lately. And I give them credit for that. They talk about the drinking problem, Christy Brinkley breaking down, talking about how he didn't trust her.
He had faith in his manager who was screwing him over.
Right, yeah.
And then the drinking and everything taking the toll on her.
I would have liked to see the one thing that I know about in his history that I would have liked a little bit more knowledge about is that he had a lot of conflicts with his band.
Yes.
And the fact that they glossed over...
kind of touched on it briefly.
Barely. Yeah, barely. But yeah, he had a big issue with Liberty DeVito, his drummer, at one point, and things were very antagonistic between them.
Just touched upon.
Would have liked a little bit more detail on that.
Yeah.
But again, that's the part where they're going to sugarcoat it, and they're not going to make Billy Joel look like the villain in the end. It was good to see his children talk about him. All his ex-wives chimed in. So that makes me feel like it was an honest portrayal.
Yeah, because they didn't they talked about the problems and what led to it. Yes, they still care about him, but they couldn't deal with XYZ.
Yep.
And it came down to pretty much the drinking. Trying to numb his pain from everything.
Well, again, with Christy Brinkley, the trust issues as well.
Yeah.
Which, very ironic because of the song A Matter of Trust, which, of course, he recorded while they were together.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I had my criticisms last week about how HBO Max put this together. I still think it would have been better a 4-part or even a 5-part, an hour, each episode an hour.
About an hour, yeah. That would have been appropriate. They glossed over his second career, running his motorcycle shop.
Yep. Yeah, they talked about the accident.
Yep, but did not talk anything about his motorcycle shop that he started.
Yeah, so there are things, there are details that they
holes.
left out. But I'll give them credit. Watching these documentaries, I'm a sucker for these. this was one of the better ones. This was definitely one of the better ones.
It was good. It gave you insight and lack of resolution with his father.
Yeah, but again, it was
end.
honest. It was honest.
Yeah.
The whole situation with his father was brutally honest. And I give him credit for that.
Yeah, he took to it, and I was glad he at least connected with his half-brother.
But you could tell there were unresolved issues with his father that he never got over. And he'll never, unfortunately...
never have the chance.
Nope.
There was never a connection between them.
Right.
Ever.
So all in all, very, very well done. Again, more honest than I would have expected, given how in this modern day it's all about PR and we got to gloss over the nasty stuff and just make you, like with the Prince thing. Netflix got the kibosh on doing a Prince documentary because they were going to be too honest. And the estate said, no, you can't go into those deep, dark places. So they said,
then you can't do it justice.
Because that's how you find out where they get the lyrics, where the drive comes from, where the ideas good and bad come from.
Yeah.
And it's a disservice to the fans. A disservice to the fans when you gloss over that stuff. And again, watching Bon Jovi recently, Nickelback, this is more honest than those particular documentaries where I'm not trying to compare Nickelback to Billy Joel, but
the actual biography being done, what was filmed, how it was portrayed and presented.
Yep, so very, very good. I will give this a solid 3.5 frenzies.
Yep. Absolutely. Highly recommend this one.
Yep. Especially if you're of our generation.
Yeah.
And you grew up with Billy Joel.
All this stuff on the radio and
again, you get a lot of insight into where Stiletto, the story behind Stiletto and the backlash. Even back then, he was having to deal with the hashtag #MeToo people. This is misogynistic. You're making women seem like they're evil.
Yeah. And then pissing off the record company with The Entertainer.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, there are great, great stories in here. Great stories. I was shocked. The one thing I was shocked about is how they glossed over, maybe spent a minute or two on We Didn't Start the Fire.
Yeah, that did
his biggest hit. His biggest hit. And
it was just kind of...
They said,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, kids...
Introduced a new generation to his music.
Kids learned about it in school by this song, and then we move on. It had a lot more influence than that.
Yeah.
You've got Fall Out Boy redoing it with modern lyrics.
Yeah, kind of a part 2 homage.
Yeah. So, that disappointed me a little bit, where they didn't really give enough credit to his latter pop career. And then they jump right into the classical stuff.
Yeah, after Stormfront and then
the River of Dreams. Again, didn't give a lot of time to River of Dreams.
No, River of Dreams, his final rock album.
Right.
It just kind of... last words.
Yep.
Done.
Yep.
Okay, but a little bit more.
Yeah. These were still very big hit albums, very important songs. But now I will say this. If you had to choose, for me, I would prefer what they did, and they delve more into The Stranger and Glass Houses and 52nd Street. Those albums are more important to me.
Yes.
But at the same time, I would have liked to have heard a little bit more about the tail end of his pop career.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of glossed over the whole thing with Elton John a little bit, too.
Yeah, they did. They did. The Piano Man tour.
Yeah.
Tours.
But
if you talk about it this much, we must have enjoyed it.
Yes, and we did.
So there you go. So tepid, no for Bush. Enthusiastic, yes for Billy Joel. And we move on to TV and streaming. Terrible, terrible news. Terrible news.
Terrible.
As you're listening to this on Saturday, August the 2nd, you only have one episode left of Resident Alien.
This is the bullshit, as Harry would say.
Yep. Episode 9 of Season 4 aired last night again, as you're listening to this.
And as after we recorded last week, news broke that it was not being renewed.
Yep.
Bastards.
So the final episode will air August the 8th. I liked what your son said. Maybe a little bit overcooked, but still, for us, appropriate. They just don't allow good TV anymore.
Yeah, they don't. This was brilliantly done. They really found their stride this season. There's more stories to tell.
Yep, and you can kind of tell now after watching episode 8, with only 2 to go,
that they
as
knew.
we're recording.
Yeah.
That they're starting to wind it down. They're
they
getting
knew
to that point.
that this was probably, it wasn't going to be renewed, so they have a resolution.
Yeah, so Asta's torn between leaving patients or staying. And then we get a big twist with the Mantid at the end of episode 8. Now, can I say one thing, though? One criticism.
Sure.
And you might agree with me, you might not. Because I know at the beginning, the very first season, we both kind of felt the same way. We thought the mayor's wife was very hot. Right?
Yeah,
They have turned her into
She looks like a fucking skeleton.
She's a skeleton, she's a hag, and she's a nasty individual. She's the one character I don't like on the show.
And she used to be a fun character
Yeah.
that you liked. But they beat her down. And I don't like what they did with her character.
Yeah. It's a shame because she's not attractive. I'm not a pig. I'm not judging her based on her looks, but she does not look healthy anymore.
No, she doesn't. She looks like a skeleton.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she's having some health issues or what's going on.
But, yeah, they've turned her into the one character on the show that's not likable.
I can kind of see the storyline driving that undertone.
Right. The baby and being
abducted and
yeah,
manipulated. So,
but yeah, she's the, even in episode 8, I was just like, get over yourself. Everybody else is trying to fix the problem, and all you're doing is making it worse.
so we'll see if there's any redemption here.
She might need to go to an AA meeting, because she's trying to make everything about herself. I love Darcy, though. I do. I'm rooting for her. I'm rooting for Darcy.
Rooting for Darcy, the broken one.
Yep. But we got 2 episodes left. Again, as you guys listen to this, 1, if you watched last night.
It's the bullshit. There's a huge online call for somebody
I
else to pick
ruined
it up.
my good fireplace poker killing my father.
Yeah, I started to grow a beard after touching Harry's balls. Alien technology.
Metal balls, metal spheres.
Alien tech.
So good. So good. Now, the other shows that I'm watching that you are not in yet, I don't believe, are Countdown on Amazon Prime. So I'm caught up with that. Through tonight, I know there's a new episode. Episode 8 came out Wednesday night as we record on the 30th of July. Haven't watched that yet. But Jensen Ackles in the last episode, episode 7, finally revealed his big secret to his partner. So hopefully they get over that, and now they can just find the bad guy and kill the fucker.
Always a good thing.
Yeah, Countdown's basically a straightforward espionage, LAPD, CIA, FBI, DEA task force trying to bring down a terrorist. So I like the way they're releasing this. I know you won't agree with me because you guys tend to binge more than me. I like once a week. I tend to like the once a week thing. Reminds me of back when I was a kid.
There's the good and the bad with it.
Yeah,
so
you can get a little antsy and go, come on, I could really use another episode right now.
Yeah.
But it also kind of forces you to find something else.
Yep. So... And we've been playing catch up with all the Shark Week shows that we recorded during Shark Week. I will say, last season was very disappointing. Most of them were meh.
Now you're talking 2024.
2024 Shark Week was... We bailed on most of what we recorded just slightly into it because they were just not interesting. So far, the 4 we've watched have been very good. So, higher hopes for the rest of the stuff we have coming out. So, Sunday through Saturday, 3 new shows each night. Now, we didn't record all of them because some of them looked like they were going to be kind of lame. So, we bailed on those, not even trying to waste our time with. But... so far, so good for 2025.
All right, and I've also got It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Watched episode 4. Episode 5 is out now, as you kids are listening. I still have my same problems with it. Everybody else seems to think it's the greatest comedy of all time. And I think it's very hit and miss. Episode 4 had its moments, though, I will admit, where a woman in a business suit shows up to the bar, and they're worried that it's a police officer or a federal agent trying to find out if they're responsible for dumping hundreds of gallons of baby oil into the local river.
Oh, God.
So they all retreat to the back office, and it's all about corporate speak. So they basically are trying to throw each other under the bus using all the generic cliches you would hear in a corporate meeting.
God.
And so then they explain why, D should be the one that we throw under the bus, or Charlie. And so it's funny. At the end is explaining what the resolution is probably the best part. I won't say so far this season has been great. They have some unbelievably creative, twisted ideas. I just don't think they ever, at least this year, have pulled them into full fruition.
The execution has not been there.
Yeah. And then, as I told you, my new show is Untamed on Netflix. Been renewed, by the way. Early ratings were so good they renewed it for season 2. Untamed, I'm halfway through the first season. Only 6 episodes, so I'm 3 in. Eric Banya starring as a federal wildlife officer. I'm sure I messed that up somehow. He's not a park ranger. He's working with a park ranger, but he has different jurisdictional rights.
Game warden.
Not a game warden. Not a game warden, no. And so he has a little more latitude in terms of how he can investigate. And so right away, First episode, we have a mysterious death of a young woman.
Gong gong.
And that pulls in a whole bunch of different old cases that might or might not be connected. Then he has some personal drama he's dealing with.
Of course.
Not bad. Not bad. And as I told you off mic, it reminds me a little bit of a Joe Pickett, Walt Longmire type situation. Now Banya's playing the very withdrawn, stoic. He almost reminds me in that sense of Dave Robichaux, in that he's very hesitant to engage with people. He always thinks he's right. I know what I'm doing. I don't need your input. I don't need a partner. And so halfway through, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I want to see how they resolve everything. Now
I've been intrigued by this one.
Now the question is, are they going to carry this particular mystery into season 2, or are they going to resolve this and then give him something else to deal with in season 2? That's where I'm very interested to see where it goes.
Intriguing.
You've got the arrogant guy who's in charge of everything. You're not doing enough to protect my forest. And you can just tell Banya wants to punch him in the face. It's not your forest. It's everybody's forest, you bitch.
Gah, bureaucrats.
Yep. All right, so there you go, kids. That'll get you up to date. Yes, I am still not into Squid Game yet. Still holding on Nautilus.
Yeah, Nautilus is on hold.
I saw some ads for it as it's getting later on into season 1 that make me want to go back. Because then they're showing the sea creatures, and I'm like, oh.
All right, we may have to do episode 2 to see if the cast becomes likable or if they start to gel.
Yeah.
Because I
really don't want to abandon it after one episode.
One or two characters that amused me.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try to get through the first 2. And then of course I've got Star Trek Strange New Worlds, which we'll talk about at the end of the show. That could be a Comic-Con tie-in. Speaking of which, let's do some news this week, Dave. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, no, it's not Mission Impossible. But since I've already seen the movie, and it is now out as the kids are listening, August the 1st, you lucky, lucky people on HBO Max get to experience Final Destination Bloodlines. The great, the glorious movie that it is.
Final Destination, so good.
We might bring that up again in a few minutes, by the way. Out of the blue, I did not know this was coming. September the 3rd, Comedy Central. Season 3 of the new Beavis and Butt-head.
Comedy Central now, huh?
I got to imagine it's still going to be on Paramount Plus, too.
Probably, but wow.
But the preview, which is out, starts off with them in a helicopter full of gold bars.
Oh, no.
Flying over a Metallica concert.
Oh, God.
James Hetfield.
Oh, God.
Beavis and Butt-head! We love you guys! And then, of course, one of them says, how much would it cost to buy Metallica? One gold bar. And then they proceed to hit James Hetfield in the head with a gold bar. That's all you need to know, kids.
That's there. Yep. They're back.
We are getting Cornholio. Back. I saw a scene where Cornholio's getting tased. So. We're getting future Beavis and Butt-head and old Beavis and Butt-head.
Worlds collide.
It's all good. I have loved it since they brought it back. I have absolutely loved it. Now I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm getting tired of this bullshit, Dave. You and I called out YouTube TV months ago when they made the announcement. Oh, we're gonna have the Sunday ticket package. And what did we say?
They're going to raise everybody's cost to pay for it.
Even if you didn't want the Sunday ticket.
Yep.
Even if you didn't sign off.
You sign up for it, you pay for it. That pays for the service. It should not be passed on to those who don't want it.
And lo and behold, they did. YouTube TV jacked up their prices for everybody
to pay for Sunday ticket.
Now we're seeing it with Peacock. Those fuckers. I didn't tell you to go out and get the NBA. Did I, NBC?
I didn't want the NBA.
I get a little sneaky, and they didn't give you any notice. I get a little sneaky email. Oh, by the way, we're jacking up all Peacock platform prices $3 a month, effective immediately. So now, if you want just the base level Peacock with all the content, with ads, $10.99 a month.
This is getting fucking ridiculous.
And then, of course, if you don't want the ads, it's, I think, $14.99. But we've introduced a new level that will keep it at the same price you're used to paying at $7.99. You want to hear what you get for $7.99 a month, Dave?
Nothing.
You get no movies. You get no sports. You get Bravo.
Ooh.
And you get the classic NBC catalog.
Whoop-de-fucking-do.
For $8 a month, that's all you get. If you want anything else, On Patrol Live, WWE, the Universal movies, new stuff, Poker Face, all that, you got to pay the $11. And you know why? Because of the fucking NBA contract. They're trying to screw everybody over to pay the NBA contract. Ugh. God damn it, we all know it, and we take it. And I'm not taking it.
Sick of this bullshit. Stop overpaying for this
I got
crap.
in one day. My billing cycle came in one day before they jacked the prices up. So I've still got about 3 weeks left at the old price. I am debating whether I get SummerSlam. I will watch SummerSlam this weekend for my old price. 2-day SummerSlam, by the way. But after that, I don't know. Is On Patrol Live worth it? Poker Face is done. So what am I, outside On Patrol Live, am I paying $13 a month for On Patrol Live? Or 11, I'm sorry. 11 bucks. $13.99 if you want the premium without ads. I might have to bail. And you know where I might go? I might go to Apple TV. Especially if they get F1. If they get F1,
isn't it an Apple produced?
It's Apple produced, distributed by Warner Brothers. So it could go to Apple.
Or it could go to HBO
Max. Yeah. But either way, why does that make me want to keep Peacock?
Because NBC sucks.
Oh, we got Love Island. Fuck Love Island.
You just fucking canceled Resident Alien.
There you go. Another reason why. Why should I give them my money? They canceled Resident Alien.
Ugh.
Not happy. Now, we're recording on July the 30th. I don't know how this snuck under the radar. Last minute announcement from Amazon Prime. And I watched the trailer for this, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. But it's out there right now. The latest interpretation of War of the Worlds is out on Amazon Prime, starring Ice Cube.
I have not seen it, the trailer for it, but
It looks like it's more...
the boys and I have had this discussion, and they're like, why do we have to have another version of this?
This one is supposedly more data-based, internet-based. Ice Cube is basically... I don't know how this... I'm not trying to sell you. I'm just telling you the difference. It's more modern day, where Ice Cube is a tech geek who's watching all this unfold on his monitors, trying to yell to his kids over his little comm to get the hell out, as you watch the traditional War of the Worlds alien ships, vessels, land and
with
start
the little telescoping eyes,
to,
unlike the bullshit one we got from Tom Cruise.
Right, they start to rain destruction on everybody. But it just seems so odd that it's going to be done that way, where it's almost a, the camera eye view, instead of somebody actually in the shit running from the aliens, like the Tom Cruise version, where he's basically witnessing it all. Yeah, where he's basically witnessing it all on video monitors. So, I don't know. I will hold off on...
Yeah, it's thrown together because, you do have that big alien spaceship that's supposed to be approaching us by November.
What the hell are you talking about?
Do you not pay attention to science news?
I guess not.
There's
crazy science news, no.
Astronomers have discovered this large object that's entered the solar system, and it's supposed to be approaching the Earth however many millions, whatever miles. Most people think it's an asteroid. There's some offshoot scientists who say, I don't know, there's some awful incredible angles, right angles and straight lines that aren't found in the natural world, that some people are thinking it might be an alien invasion.
Oh, just let them kill us all now. I hope it is.
That's what we said. It's like, if we knew 100% that this was going to happen and that we were going to be obliterated, we just fucking quit our jobs now.
Yeah.
Max out credit cards.
Yep.
And say fuck it all and
Yep.
live our best life.
Yep. But they don't want that. Speaking of the end of the world, Eddie Murphy has confirmed, after years of speculation, that he will indeed play Inspector Clouseau in the next Pink Panther movie. This could go one of two ways.
It could be absolutely brilliant, or it could suck balls.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was not overly impressed with Steve Martin as Clouseau.
You're never going to beat Peter Sellers. You're never going to beat him. Never.
Just leave.
Could Eddie Murphy pull it off?
Potentially.
But what are the odds I'm putting on that? 15%.
Yeah.
He's talking about he'll be French, but does that mean he's from France?
Or, as he said, he could be Haitian.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
This is one of those characters that should have ended and left alone from Sellers.
Yes. Yes. This is like when we talk about there are certain movies you should never touch. Star Wars, The Godfather, Jaws. Just leave them alone.
Yeah, don't.
They're movie history. They're movie history. But we've seen people screw around with
Too
The
many.
Magnificent Seven.
We'll see.
And as we mentioned, Comic-Con has been very, very, very quiet. The one big headline we got from that is that Coyote versus Acme will see the light of day
Yes!
August the 28th, 2026. I might have more to say about the Looney Tunes in a minute. Trailers. Lots of trailers that came out of Comic-Con. That was the one thing. Even though Marvel wasn't there and we didn't get a lot of that big superhero stuff, we did get the trailer for Beavis and Butt-head, which we discussed. We did get the trailer for It, Welcome to Derry, the new trailer.
Oh, yay.
Spinal Tap 2, the new trailer for Gen V, new trailer for Peacemaker, new trailer for The Long Walk, and this is another reason why I might end up dumping Peacock for Apple, again, hinging on F1. But The Last Bus, this looks very intriguing. It's going to be in theaters for 2-3 weeks, and then it goes to Apple. The story about the bus driver who has to rescue a bunch of kids in this massive wildfire out in California.
Oh,
Looks good. Looks interesting. And I'll admit, I'm a sucker for McConaughey. He is one of my favorite actors. And I give him credit. He will always do what he wants to do, not what he's supposed to do. He's not always gonna. He's not gonna take the big money roles. He'll take the roles that he feels like he wants to do at that moment, even if they're not going to make any money. None of them really blew me away. None of those trailers. I'm over the whole It thing. I'm just over it.
Just be done. Nobody cares anymore.
But this is, again, Stephen King milking his empire for all it's worth, and he acts like he's Mr. Man of Integrity. Oh my God, Donald Trump's an asshole. I'm so bullshit. You're a whore just like he is. You're a money whore. How many versions
of all your movies are out there?
He's a money whore just like Trump. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. Spinal Tap 2, I didn't even finish. This is Spinal Tap. And
it was okay.
And the minute I see Rob Reiner, I'm like, hey, another douchebag left-wing fucktard. Yeah. And that trailer's not funny. Like I said, I like The Last Bus. That looked the best of all of them. Gen V looks good. They're bringing in a lot of storylines, a lot of characters from The Boys.
If they're merging in, you kind of have to start seeing it.
So, I'm going to tell you this right now. Not impressed with Peacemaker.
It looks
wussed out beyond belief.
It does.
It doesn't look edgy. It looks namby-pamby.
Maybe.
They're making him out to be a nice, normal guy.
Maybe that's what they're trying to... who knows?
We'll see. We'll see. And then I will admit I was fooled on The Long Walk. Did not realize until earlier today, recording again on July the 30th, that the military guy in the Jeep who's egging all the young men on, I didn't realize that was Mark Hamill.
Really?
No, I did not know that was Mark Hamill. Until, somebody said, hey, that's Mark Hamill.
It's like, what? Holy shit. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Definitely didn't see that. But that's another one. Stephen King, again. I don't have a problem with them finally doing an adaptation of The Long Walk, but the story idea doesn't lend itself to a full movie.
No, it's a short story.
Yeah.
It's...
We'll see.
Know.
there's only, how much of that am I going to be able to put up with?
Oh, they're walking. Oh, this kid's going to get hurt and shot. No, this kid, something's going to happen. And
Right.
seriously, there's only so much you can put up with.
Right. It's a short story, like you said. Are there disturbing images? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
There
the kid
are
with the
some
busted ankle.
Yeah. There are some
I
short
cringe every time I
stories
see
you
that.
can make into a movie, like Shawshank or Stand By Me. But this just, no. Now watch, it'll probably get an Oscar nomination or something.
No. He's only gotten Oscar nominations for what? The Green Mile and for Shawshank.
Yeah.
Did The Shining get?
I don't remember. It probably because it was Kubrick and Nicholson.
Yeah. But I don't think. No, I don't think we're looking at Oscar territory here. Besides, the Oscars have gone too far woke.
Yeah.
And, of course, Stephen King's probably going, ooh, I love it. Still wish that fucking van would have killed him. Oh, did I say that out loud?
I
Sorry.
think so.
He's just turned into such an absolute asshole. All right. Movie review time. Now, I've got 3. But, of course...
I've got the big one.
Yep. Dave and I have the big one. So we'll start off with that.
Make sure you feed John Daly 3 times a day.
The most watched movie weekend ever for Netflix. Happy Gilmore 2, which doesn't surprise me.
No, not with the following that the first one had and the years and years of clamoring for a sequel. And I know Sandler didn't want to just do a sequel. He wanted to have an actual story, something that would work along the character.
I had a hard time with this one. So, I'm going to get a little deep like I did with Bush. Deep in the bush. Into bush. Into bush. Into bush. Bless you. Love you, Ozzy. Confession. Never been a big Adam Sandler fan.
I know that.
Never have been. I did like the first 2 movies. I did like Billy Madison, and I did like Happy Gilmore. But my love for them is limited. And then after that, really didn't like much that Adam Sandler has done. I was never a big fan of The Waterboy. 50 First Dates was cute. You know. Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds sucked. Little Nicky was bad.
Nobody. Jack and Jill was the low point of his movie career.
Now the murder mystery thing that he did with Jennifer Aniston, those two were good.
Now you've said that since he's jumped on this deal with Netflix, which I'm sure this is part of.
Yeah.
The Western you liked.
Oh, the Ridiculous Six.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're saying the ones with Aniston are good.
Yeah.
So there's just
I
have a problem
Halloween
with him.
was.
I don't. How do I say? I don't hate Adam Sandler. I find him funny in little bits and spurts. Okay, but taking him for an hour and a half, 2 hours, is too much for me because I don't think he's that clever and that funny. Even at his best. And Happy Gilmore arguably was his best. And that's how I feel about Happy Gilmore too. There are moments where I was shocked, laughing out loud, very impressed with the people he brought in. But that is a double-edged sword. That was part of the problem. Was that I felt at one point like all he's trying to do is get all of his family and friends in. How many members of his family and how many friends can he get in this movie? And I got a little sick of it. I'll admit it, after a while.
See, now some of them worked. That's the part that I enjoyed, is kind of the whole montage of everybody he's worked with.
Yeah, but I don't have a problem with him going back in time. Like, with Rob Schneider coming, you can do it, and that kind of stuff I didn't have a problem with. And you mentioned John Daly, great. The hand sanitizer. John Daly was probably a highlight of the whole movie.
Daly helped make it.
Yes. Because I thought he was going to be a quick in and out when he was living in the garage, and then they kept going with it.
Going back to it. Keep John Daly out of my bed.
Yeah. Feed John 3 times a day.
Make sure he does this or no M&Ms.
Yeah. But yeah, Bad Bunny, no point at all. I'm sick of Bad Bunny, and I'm sick of Travis Kelce. No point at all. You could have filled those roles with anybody you wanted to.
Yeah.
And you choose these two morons who, I'm sorry, have no talent.
Yeah,
they
Kelce
don't.
Was just, why?
Yeah. And even if they'd written Bad Bunny's character better, I still don't know if I'd have liked him. I didn't laugh once at anything he did. Anything he said, any part of the plot involving him.
Just kind of, eh.
The whole new golf league, the Maxi League, it was okay. I kind of understand using it as a plot device. If you want to use that as a parable for Live Golf versus the PGA, I get that. But then at the same time, Happy Gilmore's team at the end, who's supposed to save real golf, involves 2 Live Golf players.
Exactly.
So it's kind of a mixed metaphor there.
Yeah.
Because now I'll give him credit; he assembled the best team possible between Rory and Scotty. Scotty Scheffler, by the way, awesome.
Brilliant. I give him kudos. Oh, not again.
Yeah. And then of course you got Brooks and Bryson.
Yeah.
So I'll admit I liked the fact I didn't see this coming based on the previews. I liked how they teamed up him and Shooter. They didn't make them the adversaries. They got them to play. They got
the resolution
to play well together. Yes.
Yeah.
So I like that. A lot of people I've seen online have a problem with the ending. The ending didn't bother me all that much.
I think it was fine.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people had an issue with how it started.
I love that.
I thought that was perfect.
Don't call me a ghoul, but that shook me out of my chair.
Yeah, it's like, holy shit.
He
really?
went there. He went there.
And that was the whole impetus for the story.
Right.
If that didn't happen, you wouldn't have had the story.
I thought that was the most daring, brilliant moment of the entire movie.
Yeah.
To just shake me out right away.
For it and
5 minutes in, I'm like, holy crap. You really went dark. You really went dark that quick. And then after that, it kind of settled into a rut for me.
I could have done without some of the antics of his boys. That got a little old.
Yeah, they were.
That got a little old.
Yeah, that was one of the whole cameo things.
Yeah.
That drove me nuts is that, you got the golf guys. I get the golf. Nothing wrong with having all those. Yeah, Xander Schauffele. That's what she said.
No.
Yeah. And then Fred Couples having to have his Blueberry Jubilee. The golfers were phenomenal. All of them. Even Rory, when he got tattooed. I loved all the golfers. I did. Because, of course, that's what it's about. But the other cameos, you got the 2 wrestlers. One of them, his son, was Maxwell Jacob Freeman.
Yeah.
The the former AEW champion, and you had Becky Lynch as one of the Maxi team members at the end. The whole Screech thing was weird.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I know you're going to give it higher rating than me. This is a typical Adam Sandler problem for me, is that...
See, if you're not a big Adam Sandler fan, it's going to knock down.
And I'm not.
And I get that.
I'm not. I'll give it a strong 2 Frenzies, but I can't go any higher than that. I can't recommend it.
See, now I can. I enjoyed it for what it is. I knew what to expect going in. And I got the low-brow humor, the laughs. The only thing I was disappointed in is we didn't get any I See Dead People reference.
From Haley Joel Osment. Yeah.
that would have been good. But
I would have liked that. Yeah, I think that would have been a nice little note you should send to them.
Yeah, that would have been something in there, like after the whole.
Yeah.
So.
And I did like how they explained that away, where they had the ligament.
Yeah.
And then when they turn around, it's like, that's kind of creepy. But it's just, this is my Adam Sandler issue, is that I never hate his movies, but I never love them. I don't think I've ever rated an Adam Sandler movie less than 1.5 Frenzies and higher than 3. Because he's so hit and miss to me.
Yeah. So, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, but I do like his stuff all the way through, with the exception of Mr. Deeds and Little Nicky. For the most part, I enjoy all of his stuff, but I'll give it a week 3. There were moments, but
I go strong 2, you go week 3. That's not that far off.
Yeah, but no, I recommend it.
Did you like
part of the saga?
I'm just asking this. I've never watched the movies. Did you like the Grown Ups movies?
Yeah, I enjoyed them.
Okay. I've never watched them.
Oh
so.
God, they're ridiculously stupid, like you would expect.
I'll tell you where he lost me. Two parts, 2 specific moments, 2 big parts. The Water Boy, where I just didn't.
Oh my God!
I didn't.
My mama says foosball's the devil.
No, so stupid. Such a stupid movie. And then he had the audacity to remake The Longest Yard. Never. Don't you ever
touch one of the
Longest Yard.
That's one of the untouchables.
That was so stupid. And it became a big hit, and I'm like, how many of you morons have actually gone back and watched the original and the brilliance of the original and how it's dark and it's not a screwball comedy?
It shouldn't be a comedy.
Those are the 2 moments that I just, the Water Boy never did it for me.
See, now I enjoyed it.
Yeah. No.
So there you go, kids.
All right. I have a couple other bonus reviews for you. We talked about Coyote versus Acme coming to theaters next summer. I actually watched the most recent
you did get to it.
Looney Tunes movie, The Day the Earth Blew Up, before I canceled my HBO Max subscription for 1 month. Only 1 month. Save $10 and I'll be right back for Peacemaker. So, wow, this was like Happy Gilmore to me. Happy Gilmore 2. Hit and miss. Some moments were true comedic genius. And other moments I was like, oh, come on. You are really missing out on some great opportunities here. what was one of the first things you said to me when you heard about this movie was...
We've got Marvin, right?
No.
How do you not...
And what else? What was the other thing? Duck Dodgers.
Yeah, it
Nope.
should have been Marvin and Duck Dodgers.
Nope.
Come on.
Neither one.
How do you have The Day the Earth Blew Up as a Looney Tunes without Marvin?
Nope.
That's unacceptable.
Neither one.
That is completely unacceptable.
Now, I think when I told you that I started to watch it a week or two ago, I mentioned to you that it reminded me, it had a little bit of a Ren and Stimpy feel to it, which I will stand by. I read some reviews after I watched it, and people said they hated that part of it. That I don't agree with. I thought the Ren and Stimpy stuff was the best part, where they're pushing the boundaries, pushing the envelope a little bit, and the animation style was more reminiscent. It's darker. If you read into it, it's dark. You have to read into it, though. They're brought up by, was it Farmer Jim, I believe it is? Because they're found when they're little and young, and this Farmer Jim brings them in and raises them up. And again, the animation style for Farmer Jim is more of the Ren and Stimpy style, whereas, Porky and Daffy are traditional, the Warner Brothers Looney Tunes style. And then I'm not spoiling anything because this happens 10 minutes in. Farmer Jim walks off into the sunset, basically tells him, take care of the house. Take care of the house. And he says this as his picture fades over a lake. And you're like, if you're really dark, you're like, did they drive him to the point where he walked into the lake and killed himself? Because he never comes back.
Oh my.
So I was like, yeah, this is a little dark if you want to look at it that way. But then the whole aliens, yes, the aliens come into play. It's all about tainted chewing gum.
Oh, God.
The day the Earth blew up.
Nah.
The aliens, it looks like there's a plot amongst the aliens to take over the Earth with this tainted chewing gum. And then there's a big plot twist where maybe that's not the case. And of course, because you have to even be woke in a Looney Tunes cartoon, we have to make Petunia Pig the hero and have to make her the smartest one of everyone. And no, who the hell ever liked Petunia Pig?
Porky.
That's it. That's it. Why couldn't we have bugs? Why couldn't we have bugs in this? Couldn't have Marvin the Martian. Couldn't have Duck Dodgers. Couldn't have bugs. But we've got to have a girl. We got to have a female, a strong female. So we had to have Petunia.
Everything.
And she did nothing in this, other than, I'm the one that's got to solve all the problems. Daffy screws everything up, and I got to solve the problems. And Porky just stares at my ass. Yeah. Could have been much better. Could have been much, much better.
Why do we have to write everything?
Yep. So I can only give this a week 2 frenzies.
All right.
And then finally, a little story time here real quick. Since you're going to have to watch Final Destination Bloodlines, I went back and watched the first one all over again. Because I love these movies so much.
The brilliance of the first one is just...
Well, setting the tone for everything is what's so brilliant about it. And, you've got Devon Sawa and you've got Ali Larter as the two that are kind of understanding what's going on. Now, keep in mind, this was the first one. It was low budget. So, the deaths aren't quite as complex and
They
ridiculous
get
as
more
they become.
elaborate.
But it's still very effective. And again, it sets the stage for what's to come. And I need to do some research because I need to find out. And now I'm all sucked into this whole plotting death's grand design thing. Because I want to know of the people that survived the first one. I need to go back and watch 2, 3, 4, and 5 and see
which order things.
Yeah, are we missing something here?
Is the order stay or
right? And that's what I give them credit for, and that's what I've always wanted to give them credit for on all these movies is the brilliance of the whole. There's an order to this. At one point in this, because this was the one that happened on the plane, which we revisit later on. But it's because the fuel line broke and ignited, but then people are questioning, wait, did I change seats? In terms of the order of who died and who's supposed to die. Brilliant stuff. Now, the only thing I'll say about Final Destination, the first one, is again, low budget, not quite as elaborate as the other ones when it comes to the deaths. So, solid 3 frenzies, though. Great movie, and I am going to blow through the other ones before I rewatch Final Destination, Bloodlines. But your Uncle Dave, we'll review that next week.
Yep. Finally get to it.
All right. On to Moments of Silence. And, of course, the big one this week is the Hulkster.
Yep. Hulk Hogan. World Wrestling Champion.
And we kind of joke around about, I will discuss wrestling. Not taking it 100% seriously, of course, but...
No, but he was the face of the WWF back in the day, which became the WWE.
And then moved on to WCW and pulled off arguably the greatest heel turn ever when he turned into Hollywood, Hulk Hogan.
With the NWO.
The greatest faction ever.
Ever.
In the world of wrestling. None of these other factions will ever come close to the NWO with him and Nash.
Ramon.
And then, the core members were Hogan, Nash, Scott Hall, Razor Ramon.
Yep.
Those 3 guys were the core members. Then the Macho Man came in for a while, and he went. Lex Luger was in for. All the big stars at one point were probably in the NWO.
But it was Hogan, Nash, and Hall.
Those were the core 3. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yep. And you'd hear that music, wah, 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 and they would come in and scare the piss out of Eric Bischoff and take over the announcing booth.
Yep, just kind of push him out of the way.
And that's what led the WCW for a time to beat the WWF.
Yeah. Yep.
Was that storyline and the NWO. And that's why you still to this day see NWO shirts.
Everywhere.
Because it's just the most awesome faction ever in professional wrestling. But Hulk Hogan pulled off both sides.
Very well.
Yep. Say your prayers, eat your vitamins. Awesome. And I was never the biggest Hulk Hogan fan, but I acknowledge what he meant. What he meant to wrestling. Always will acknowledge that. So, again, another little piece of my childhood that gets chipped away with the Hulkster dying.
Yep, thoughts and prayers to his family and friends. And then a couple more names in music.
Yep.
Chuck Mangione.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't do a horn. Feels so good.
So.
And here's the thing. With Chuck Mangione, nobody's going to sit there and admit that they like the guy. But, music back in the late 70s into the early 80s, we listened to everything.
Yeah,
And
so
even the
horns
fact that
were there.
even an instrumental from a jazz legend like Chuck Mangione, for that to be a top 5 single, tells you how diverse we were.
And music.
And we didn't need to be bullied into it like these fucktards do now. We knew what we were doing. We were okay until you idiots interfered.
And had to separate and segregate everything.
Yes, so thoughts and prayers to the great jazz legend Chuck Mangione.
And then the metal world lost another. The original lead singer of Iron Maiden. Paul Day.
Yep, Paul Mary O'Day. Now, see, to me, that was a little bit surprising because I always assumed it was Paul Di'Anno. But that's recorded Iron Maiden. This is going back before they even got a record contract.
Back to the founding of the band.
Yeah, this was back before they even got a recording contract. So, and I believe he was the first, and then there was another guy, and then Paul Di'Anno came in on the first Iron Maiden album.
Yeah, and that's what the classic lineup.
Right, and then later on, of course, Bruce Dickinson stepped in, and the rest is history.
Yes.
As the kids would say. All right, Dave, what time is it?
Time to pivot. Find out who gets the golden boot up the ass as this week's dumbass of the week.
All right. And you'll notice, kids, we've been skipping last call this week. I've got plenty of anger, enough anger. I don't need to do last call. So I've got 6 for your Uncle Dave to wrap things up. Let's start off. This one's obvious because we've been talking about it through the sports edition all the way through here. The accusations from the idiots in their mommy's basement that Sydney Sweeney is a Nazi because of the unbelievably sexy, gorgeous, can't stop looking at them ads. Kudos to American Eagle. Whoever's working in their marketing department needs a promotion to come up. They have already gotten so much buzz out of this. Their brand, their stock was at an all-time low. And whoever came up with this Sydney Sweeney...
The whole jeans thing. Like, come on, people. Why do you have to go dark on everything?
Many, many, many stupid libtards online.
Oh, you're talking about jeans because she's a blonde, blue-eyed... No! Idiots!
Yep. If you have not seen the ads, you're going to have to jump online and look. The whole premise of them, of course, is that she's wearing American Eagle jeans. Her own brand, I believe. She's...
Her line.
Yeah, she's got her specific line that she started. But Sydney Sweeney has good jeans. And of course, if you're so stupid that you don't get the fact they're talking about blue jeans and not eugenics like all the fucking libtards. Oh, she's talking about Nazi propaganda.
No, morons.
Blonde hair, blue eye. Oh, I've got good genes. Oh, of course you do. No, it's a problem with the fact that the nose ring fat asses sitting in their mommy's basement aren't as good looking as Sydney Sweeney, and they're fucking jealous. That's your problem. Can I tell you a joke, by the way? A meme I saw?
Sure.
Guy posted a meme. Said, if the aliens were to finally land, you're talking about your little, the aliens are coming, right?
Yeah.
If the aliens were to land, what would be the 2 things we would show them to make them believe that we were worth saving as humanity? Guy circled Sydney Sweeney's boobs. I'm like, amen, brother.
Oh, there
amen.
you go. There
How
you
dare you?
go.
How? And do you remember? I think we talked about this maybe a year ago. There was some idiot libtard college professor, female college professor, who was talking about Sydney Sweeney and said, "I don't even understand what the attraction is. She's not even good looking." And I was like, who dropped you on your head when you were younger? Sorry, I'm biased. I'll admit it. Next up,
Number 2.
Rip on the president. Rip on the president because he deserves it for this. If this is true. And it's really not his fault, but, you know, you got to believe he's working behind the scenes, pushing some of these representatives, people in Congress. In this case, it would be Representative Bob Onder. So I guess we'll call him the dumbass. Now, we know that Trump is trying to ban all the LGBTQ alphabet mafia stuff from the Kennedy Center, right?
Right.
But now Representative Bob Onder is putting forth a resolution. I don't like this. To rename the Kennedy Center the Trump Center. Going a little too far. We're going a little too far.
That's stupider than...
What,
That's
aliens not liking Sydney Sweeney's boobs?
Yeah, that's batshit crazy right there.
Yeah, we need to... That's the kind of stuff Trump should have cut off at the pass. Because that's the stuff that really makes him look bad.
Yeah, it's the whole egomaniacal
There you go.
bullshit
There you go.
that he perpetuates.
Yes. That's what... I'm with you on this. This is why I'm saying he should have cut this off and said, no, that's not going to happen. We're not going to take the Kennedy name off the Kennedy Center. End of story. But he just kind of sat there and went,
Double dumbass?
Sure. Why not? I need to balance things out so, you know, my libtard friends don't think I'm completely and totally all falling off on the right side of things. But let's talk about the Democrats. Let's talk about their X account because this is hysterical. We talk about the people in charge of these marketing campaigns, like on the sports edition, we talked about the WNBA and the let her cook, and whoever thought that was smart enough to let it go all the way through to billboards. Well, the Democrats are definitely not any smarter than Donald Trump. Somebody posted recently a graph on their X account trying to show how prices have skyrocketed under Donald Trump. The only problem is the graph went back 5 years and basically showed that prices jacked all the way up in 2021 through 2024.
Yeah, well, I want to know, where's my fucking cheap gasoline?
All I'm saying is prices have stabilized.
Where's my cheap gas from Drill Baby Drill?
Oh, Dave, the closet Democrat is coming out in you. I still think it's hysterical that you post a graph trying to show Trump is responsible.
And you use the wrong fucking years.
Yeah. Trying to show Trump's responsible for all the price increases. And they all happened in 2021 through 2024 when Biden was in office.
Absolutely.
Can we go back in time for our next one? Can we go back in time? Because this has always pissed me off. This has always pissed me off. And we talk about how celebrities, politicians get away with bullshit. And I'm about fucking tired of it. Because now the latest example is Anthony Anderson. This fucktard who gets to skate time and time. Where's hashtag Me Too?
For the creepy Lindsay Lohan thing back in the day.
Yep, we're going back to 2003 when he interviewed Lindsay Lohan, 17-year-old Lindsay Lohan. I believe it was on the Sharon Osbourne show.
Yeah, he was filling in, and God, was he a creeper.
Touching her leg, talking about how some guys like them young, and that would include me.
Yeah, oh God. Were you on Epstein Island?
And he has faced, nothing even came of that interview.
No.
But he's faced on 3 separate other incidents, sexual assault accusations. And he gets to skate Kangaroo Jack. That movie, remember that stupid-ass movie?
Vaguely.
He was in that movie, and there were unbelievable reports of inappropriate behavior from him on that set. He gets to skate. He gets to be a spokesperson for this product. And he's a fucking creep on the level of Kevin Spacey, if not worse. And Hollywood lets him skate. Why? Because he's black. Fuck that.
Hold people accountable.
How the fuck do you let him touch a 17-year-old girl's knee on camera and then say, I like him young too?
Disgusting.
And he gets away with it. All right, for me personally, the next one pisses me off. I'm a big Star Trek fan. I am a Star Trek guy. I am not a Star Wars guy. But, oh my God. You know, everybody's talking about Paramount caving to Donald Trump. I'm like, bullshit. But here's the problem with Paramount. Is that they're caving to the woke asshats. They're showing previews, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, the only good Star Trek show since the original. The only one that's not woke. They show a preview at Comic-Con for season 4 coming next year. And you and I love Anson Mount's awesome.
Yeah.
He was in Hell on Wheels, absolutely awesome. And he plays Captain Pike in this. I told you last year, when I did my review of last year, they did a musical episode. Season 4 will have the crew in an episode as Muppets.
Oh, God. Why?
And then, of course, they're starting a new show, which goes right back to what they used to do with checkbox shit. Starfleet Academy looks awful. I mean, awful. And you want to talk about checkbox, checkbox, checkbox. They have destroyed Star Trek. They have destroyed it. But seeing Christopher Pike, Anson Mount as a Muppet, I can't take it. I can't take it.
No.
I can't take it.
Just stop stupid stuff.
Then I saved the best for last. A lot of you people out there might have heard this. Could be a lock for the dumbass of the week as we go up to the Pacific Northwest, up to the Seattle area. For the woman who is suing the Blue Angels. Now, she's technically suing them because as a government entity, she says they are inhibiting her free speech, violating her First Amendment rights because they have blocked her on their Instagram account. But wait! It gets much deeper than that.
Why was she blocked?
Well, number one, she was using profanity, dropping F-bombs left and right.
Well, you can't do that.
But she was posting about the quote, this is a direct quote, state-sanctioned acoustic torture that the Blue Angels were putting her elderly sick cat Layla through. Because once a year, the Blue Angels run these exercises around the Seattle area.
Oh my God.
This woman's basically a nut job, and she can't sue them directly for what she says is the trauma they inflicted on her cat, Layla.
Oh God.
So she decided, her and her lawyer, that the best way to go about this was to attack them for blocking her on Instagram and inhibiting her free speech, as she ranted about all the things they were doing to torture her now dead cat.
Oh my God.
And other people have jumped on and are now suing the Blue Angels as well.
Oh, for the love of God.
Yeah,
Stop the stupid shit like this.
They are finding other ways, environmental issues,
the
emissions.
On.
And we're not talking about the Blue Angels doing this every weekend, people. This is a once-a-year exercise they do.
So what, now are the morons going to say, oh, when they're flying, they're doing weather modification too? That whole fucking segment of morons?
Oh, I'm sure. Would not shock.
Oh my God.
Would not shock me if that was...
Yeah, these are probably also the flat earthers and all the other retarded morons of the world.
So your nominees this week for Dumbass of the Week on the pop culture side of things here on Sports Frenzy are Representative Bob Onder, wanting to change the Kennedy Center to the Trump Center. The idiots who are saying that Sydney Sweeney is a Nazi because of her new American Eagle jeans ads. The morons at Paramount making my beloved Star Trek characters into Muppets. Anthony Anderson for continuing after 23 years to skate on being a pervert. The Democrats for posting a graph showing Donald Trump's effect on the economy when it was actually Joe Biden. And the woman who's suing the Blue Angels, ostensibly for free speech repression, but really because they tortured her old cat with their sounds and their, the reverb and everything.
I'm going libtard. Everybody's a winner. Everybody gets a golden boot up the ass for this week.
I kind of like that. I kind of like that. I do. I think all of them are equally deserving. The Sydney Sweeney one really bothers me.
Oh my God.
Because if this is where we're going, if we can't even put an attractive woman in ads anymore, and that's another thing that a lot of people who are laughing at this are pointing out, is that it's gotten to the point now where you have to be unattractive and disgusting and fat to get in a fashion ad. You cannot actually be shapely and good looking anymore because they're jealous. Yeah. They're jealous.
And then just fucking stupid lawsuits.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So there you go, kids. We're allowed to cop out every once in a while, so...
everybody deserves it this time around.
All right, so there you go, kids.
God.
No last call, but that's okay. We got to wrap things up anyway. Your Uncle Dave has got to get home.
I got to get up and work in the morning.
But we hope you enjoyed it. Another great hour and a half of politically incorrect pop culture commentary from your Uncle Dave, the Conquistador Dave Height.
And your Uncle Kev, the Maestro Kevin Crane.
So until we do this again in 7 days, have to nurse you out of your hangover haze again. Don't forget the sports edition drops early every Thursday morning.
Always on Spotify, Good Pods, Pocket Casts, Apple, Overcast, Castbox, Amazon, Audible, and iHeart Sports Frenzy, baby. And find us on the UB2B.
And don't forget the Facebook page as well. We will do this all again in 7 days, recapping SummerSlam, the 2-night extravaganza. Your Uncle Dave will watch Final Destination Bloodlines.
And whatever the hell else we come up with.
The Phoenician Scheme, we're going to watch that. Review Honeymoon Suite's brand new album. So there you go, kids. King of the Hill is back. That we'll have for you. So all sorts of fun stuff next weekend. But until then, 7 days. Take care of yourself. We will see you then. And Dave, would you please say goodnight to the kids?
Good night to the kids.
See, now you're supposed to say please. Are you going to nitpick me on that?
Yes, because you said...
Oh, you suck!
Please say good night to the kids.
Please let this end.